Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Love Our Life. Over the next 5 weeks, we are going to do a deep dive into each land coming to Epic Universe. We're going to talk about all the details, all the attractions, all the restaurants, everything that is going on with Epic Universe. That way, you are in the know before it ever opens. And if you are new to Epic Universe and you don't really have a clue what's going on with it, this hopefully will be your guide to know what's going on and to help you be in the know. So without further ado, we are going to start with Dark Universe, which is my favorite, my most anticipated, and a lot of people's. So let's get into it. So come on and join me. So as I was saying, if you're new to Epic Universe, you may not know that there are 5 lands coming to Epic Universe. Technically there's 4, but 5 with the main hub, which is called Celestial Park. There's also Super Nintendo World, the Isle of Berk, How to Train Your Dragon, and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, the Ministry of Magic, that is coming to Epic Universe. So, with that being said, let's dive into our first one this week in our brand new series for Dark Universe. What is Dark Universe exactly? Dark Universe is the Universal Classic Monsters come alive, and they are getting their own land this time. And I could not be more excited for this land. I think it's going to be amazing. It's going to be just brilliantly done. And it is very exciting for that darker side inside of us all, right? That we want to see that. But we're going to go over a few things of Dark Universe and kind of give you an overview and also talk about the attractions and the restaurants that are coming to this section of the park. So let's start off with this. The first thing you need to know is that the land is actually called Darkmoor. Darkmoor is a land that as you step inside, it gives you the same energy that pulsates throughout the entire village that connects to the top of Frankenstein Manor, which we will get to in just a moment. Nestled within the blackened stone walls of the town, guests will embark on a unique adventure where they can get made up to look like their favorite monsters, spin through the woods aboard a family thrilling coaster, and enjoy unique dining establishments. So, there's kind of your overview. You're going to walk in, you're going to have this vibe of the monsters. You're going to have people looking like monsters. You're going to have character meet and greets, and all of that good stuff is all going to come to this world and this land. So let's talk about the attractions that are actually coming. The first one that we have here is actually called Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. Universal Orlando's most terrifying attraction yet. This is a state-of-the-art dark ride that takes guests deep into the catacombs of Frankenstein Manor, where Dr. Victoria Frankenstein conducts her twisted experiments in a vain display of genius. She invites guests into her laboratory to witness a demonstration of her ability to control monsters, but her plans go awry when her attempts to control the most dangerous of monsters, Dracula, fails. Unleashing a horde of enraged monsters, guests are then thrust into an intense ride through the darkness as they try to evade grasp of the Wolfman, the Mummy, the creature from the Black Lagoon, and the Brides of Dracula, amongst others. This is one of the attractions I'm most looking forward to. This is a dark ride that is coming to the park, and it's not just going to be your conventional like 3D screens. From what we understand, there's going to be animatronics in this actual ride, and it's supposed to be very scary. We are hoping it will be on the same scale as something like Halloween Horror Nights, but that may be hard to do given it being a dark ride. I think this is going to be basically Universal's stab at like a Haunted Mansion type, but actually really scary. I think this is going to be amazing, and we do have a few photos, but nothing really definitive and nothing concrete of what everything's going to look like, but we're still really excited about this. The next attraction coming up here is Curse of the Werewolf. Deep in the woods that sit on the edge of Darkmoor, guests will find the Curse of the Werewolf, a spinning family coaster inspired by the Wolfman. Guests will enter the encampment of the Guild of Mystics, where they will be greeted by the Maliva, the Guild's all-knowing seer and leader, who warns them that they bear the mark of the werewolf. Guests then board a wagon and venture into the forest, racing to escape the werewolves before they become one themselves. This looks amazing. This is a family coaster, so you're not going to have to worry about anything too scary with this one, but it will be a lot of fun. It is a spinning coaster, so that means that the actual vehicles spin like that. And as you're going around, the best way I know how to describe it is over at Busch Gardens Tampa is Cobra's Curse, which is very similar to that. And that's kind of the idea we're going for here. It looks like a very short coaster, but it is, like I said, a family coaster. Something for everyone to join in and to have a lot of fun. I personally cannot wait for this. This is one of my top ones that I'm very excited about, but I cannot wait. Some other experiences that are coming here to Darkmoor or Dark Universe. It's really cool, and when you really think about it, it gives you the immersive experience. But this one, they actually kind of tested out at Universal Orlando back around 6 months, maybe even a year ago now. But this experience is going to be a monster makeup experience. Guests of all ages can become fashionably monstrous as they don elaborate face paint and temporary tattoos at the Darkmoor Monster Makeup Experience. Here, monster makers have converted Dr. Petraeus' infamous old lab into a parlor to continue the spirit of his demented experiments, and skilled artisans use their talent to transform guests' outer appearance so they can showcase their fandom for the Universal monsters. Now this sounds really cool. This is awesome. Like I said, Universal did this around 6 months ago to a year ago. They experimented it with at Universal Orlando, and we had heard rumblings that this is what they were doing, like trying to get an idea if they wanted to do this or not at Epic Universe, and they're moving forward with it. And some of the makeup that they did was really good. It looked really, really good, and almost to the level of Halloween Horror Nights, which actually I believe it was Halloween Horror Nights artist that actually worked on it. So this is just not like your basic face painting experience. This is something that's going to be amazing, and it's going to be very high detailed and very high quality. The price on that, I don't remember what it was. It was kind of on the expensive side, but yet this is stuff that's not going to, sweat off or be removed with water very easily. So that's something to keep in mind. The next thing we have here is Meet the Monsters. There is always someone or something looming in the shadows of Dark Universe, including monsters who are eager to meet and greet everyone from kids to adults, including Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's monster and the alluring Bride of Frankenstein. Guests will also encounter other unusual inhabitants roaming the eerie village, including Victoria Frankenstein's servant Igor, the Invisible Man, an eccentric monster hunter, a talented musician who regales guests with songs and tales of the classic Universal monster story. So this sounds amazing to me. This is going to be really cool. We wanted monster meet and greets. We're going to get them. Universal does this every once in a while. They'll have Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein come out, sometimes at special events like Orlando Informer or the Pass Holder Nights. They'll have that happen. But this is going to be something that happens regularly at Epic Universe, which is amazing. I also want to see them throw Phantom of the Opera in there. I think that would be really cool. The old classic Phantom of the Opera, which is really creepy actually. Not to be confused with the Gerard Butler one, which is a great film in itself. But the classic Phantom of the Opera is really scary and really creepy. And Invisible Man, which is really cool. The one they did a few years ago was really good and one of the most terrifying films I've ever seen in my life. Just the concept of it is it's crazy. But this is something I'm really excited about. I cannot wait to take all of my pictures with Frankenstein, with the Bride of Frankenstein, and Dracula, and everyone else who's going to be hanging out. I cannot wait. This is going to be awesome. Now, every themed land in Epic Universe is going to get themed restaurants, and they're going to be different ones, and we'll go over those in the weeks to come, what all is coming to the rest of the park, because there's some really cool stuff coming. But we're just going to talk about Dark Universe today and what's coming here. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Das Steakhouse. Now, this one is one that I'm really looking forward to, and I cannot wait for this. Darkmoor's most ominous restaurant, this establishment is a dining hall run by vampire familiars who size up unsuspecting patrons to be part of the vampire's feast. Surrounded by artwork and artifacts detailing the history of the village's creatures of the night, guests can enjoy a menu of kebabs, burgers, sandwiches, and more. So, they said in the video of this, where they made the announcement, that they're actually going to have steaks on a steak. They're going to serve you steaks on a steak, which is really cool. But they're also going to have things like burgers, kebabs, stuff like that. So things that are just more common, and sandwiches probably too, like cold sandwiches and stuff like that. I think this is a really good idea. I'm looking forward to this one. In our last video, when I did my hype list, I said this was my #1 restaurant I'm looking forward to, because I enjoy a good steak. So who does not want a good steak and baked potato from Das Steakhouse in Dark Universe? I think it sounds really good, and I think it's going to be an amazing thing. Also, the theming with this one, the vampire familiars, all the artifacts, all the artwork in here, I think looks and sounds amazing. So I cannot wait for that. I just think they're just doing such a good job. And I think this is probably going to be a place where you can just go get a good burger too. Like, every theme park needs a good burger, right? Like over at Finnegan's in Universal Orlando. You just need that. You got to have a good burger. So I think this is where you're going to get your good burger. Not to be confused with the Good Burger in the park. I think it'll be awesome. The next one is the Burning Blade Tavern. Now this one is very unique, and we've talked about this one so much on this channel. But despite the blades of the windmill still smoldering and flaming periodically, Darkmoor's monster hunters have transformed this old fiery mill into their favorite hangout. While enjoying a menu of burgers, wings, bratwurst, pretzels, and specialty beverages, guests will hear stories of the infamous hounds, boastful hunters from beyond Darkmoor, all while surrounded by an impressive display of the monster heads they consider trophies. So this is going to be kind of an interactive restaurant where you're going to have some actors going around bragging about which monsters they've killed and everything that they've done. But the most exciting part for me is the windmill outside and how it will be burning from time to time. I think that's a really cool added detail. And besides that, let's get into the food itself, because it says burgers, wings, bratwurst, pretzels, and specialty beverages. Now, I am a pretzel guy. I like pretzels. So, Universal, you got to bring it with the pretzels here. You got to do it. It's got to be a Burning Blade Tavern pretzel with spicy cheese. Give me some spicy cheese. I think that would be really good to go with this pretzel. But I'm really excited for sitting around in this restaurant, hearing the stories from the actors, or the monster hunters here. But I'm really excited to see that and to see what they offer. I love this. And also that they're going to be serving wings. I'm a big wing guy. I love wings. So I'm excited about that too. Overall, I think these two restaurants really are the ones I'm looking forward to the most in Epic Universe. But still, I wanted to cover it and give you guys an idea of what's coming. Also, let's not forget about DeLacy's Cottage. This is a smaller stand in Dark Universe that will serve little snacks here and there, and some cool treats. So maybe like festival type food, stuff like that, once they get there. Also, the big thing is they're going to be serving Twisted Taters. Now, Twisted Taters is a big thing at Halloween Horror Nights over at Universal Orlando, and they are going to be serving it here all year long, all the time. So it's like getting your own HHN all year around. Pretty excited about that. I think it's so cool. There's so many added details that are coming to Dark Universe and that Universal has put out, and I am ready for it and I am excited. But let me know down in the comments what you're the most excited about for Dark Universe, and this kind of gave you an idea of what is coming to Dark Universe. Now, a lot of us people that have been studying this since day one, we already know everything that's coming. But if you are brand new to the channel and brand new to Epic Universe and trying to figure out what's making it so exciting, we're hoping that we answer some of those questions for you. So let me know down in the comments what you think of it and how impressed you are with what is coming, because this looks just awesome. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button and the notification bell so you know when our next video is coming out. And remember, the road goes ever on. I will see you next time.